Hey everyone, Tony Dragon here. Now, I don't plan to make this a regular thing. Did you know gaming? Honestly, I normally would never have considered this as a reaction worthy video. But as soon as I saw the subject matter, Oblivion, I kind of wanted to. Because I do have a lot to say about Oblivion because it is one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, it's, I, there's nothing I can say about it that would probably do it justice. It's just so much that I love about it that yeah, I can spend an hour, 2 hours talking about this, just talking about this one game because I have a lot of memories with it. I remember first playing when I was like, third. Was it really? Yeah. Yeah, when I was 13. 13! Holy shit! That's a long time. 10 years with this game. I mean, it left such an impression with me. And as much as I love Skyrim, I mean, there's so much about it I love. I have to admit, when the original when it came out vanilla wise, with just only Alduin as the villain, it kind of underwhelmed me. Honestly, I would have given it an. I honestly would have given it like a 9, 8.5 out of 10. While Oblivion clearly was for me a 10 out of 10 at the least 10 out of 10. At most, it was like 11 out of 10. It just felt more impactful in terms of story, in terms of the villain. Meru's Dagon not only did he feel like he was like the legit end times, just but the minute he walked out of his dimension and into ours, and I saw him out there just like, holy shit, we're all gonna die. Alduin he's just flying by, just like, oh hi Alduin, hi Alduin, hi Alduin, what's going on? I killed like 50 more of your brethrens. Is that a bad thing for you? No, you probably don't care. You're just still flying around, not giving a care in the world. And then when you finally get to him, it's just like you have a bunch of people backing you up, and you're thinking you have like gods backing you up. So it's like, oh my god, this is gonna be epic. And then it's like, no, he's just like any generic dragon battle, just like, oh. At least with Mehrunes Dagon and Oblivion, it's like if you try to attack him with your sword, just like you're dead. He's gonna step on you. It's like really, boom, you're dead. It's like, oh my god. And there was even like a bigger effect of Mehrunes Dagon arrival to the world itself that Skyrim did not demonstrate. I mean, with Skyrim, the only real indication you got about Alduin, spreading his influence was he was summoning other dead dragons. But you killed them so quickly that it almost didn't matter. But with Oblivion, with the gates coming out, you can see the land being torn. It's just like places that were so lush and, full of life are now dead and just, partially wasteland. And, just the Daedra coming out and, attacking people. There was always a chance, they were getting it close enough to one of the villages, and even when they destroyed Kavad, just like, oh my god, this is horrible. The only real time that any city was actually threatened by a dragon in Skyrim was, Helgen was destroyed, but we didn't get much time spent with the actual any survivors of Kavad. I mean, with any survivors of Helgen, that we can actually get some semblance that it used to be this great place. We just, hear about, from one of the Stormcloaks, it's like, I used to be a sweet on a girl here. Then there was a bartender who served a special drink. Cause like, that's great. I would have liked to hear about this from, the actual people living in the town. But, c'est la vie. But with Oblivion, when the Kavash was destroyed, you actually got to talk with the people that lived there, and you can see the dread in their faces. It's like, it used to be a good place, and it's just every time you're talking with them, you can see that their spirit is broken, and it's just hurting you inside. It's just like, I'm so sorry for your loss. Jesus Christ, poor Kavad. Shit deserved it. I wish I could have seen it in its heyday. I mean, it had an arena of its own too. Like, wow, and of course it didn't. It also helps that Knights of the Nine was a great, story. A little short for my liking, but it's still great nonetheless. Got a little more description of the divines and how they affect the world in their own way, and of course, Shivering Isles. You cannot talk about Oblivion without a Shivering Isles. Possibly one of the greatest DLCs of video game history. It's so memorable, and just as the design alone, of the world and how creative and maddening it is. It really just captures what Sheer Gorath is all about. Skyrim had something similar with the two DLCs that they came out with. I mean, with Dawnguard, it kind of was similar in the fact that you're joining one organization, to take down this great, ancient evil that has been around for a long time, the vampires. And while though that one is more fleshed out in terms of the characters, it almost like it feels kind of empty, in the sense that no matter who what side you go with, you end up fighting the same final boss and end up accomplishing pretty much the same thing. Only difference is you can blot out the sun for a couple minutes or something like that, because at the end of the day it just comes back. It's like, well, that's kind of sucky. I thought the whole point was to block out the sun permanently for all the vampires, but even that doesn't work. So yeah, that guy's plan was going to be a bust either way. And then they kind of did with Dragonborn. They kind of introduced us more into Hermaeus Mora and his realm, and as fun as that was, it still didn't hold up compared to Shivering Isles. Just in terms of, so much character and just so much, to explore and so much to witness in this beautiful world. It just felt so dreary. Solstheim just felt kind of so dreary, and that might have been the point, but Shivering Isle both captured, the essence of dreariness and, just outright beauty. And it was probably because, dementia and mania were just so, polar opposites that it kind of worked. They made it work. And I've watched so many videos about, theories about Oblivion and the Easter egg that there's almost probably nothing new that Did You Know Gaming can bring up that I don't know already. I will say that I have Skyrim on PC because, mods make it so much better. But with Oblivion, I didn't bother because it felt like a complete story. There was almost nothing new you can add that would make it feel, any better than it already is. I mean, you can add all the, original DLC mods that you can, that you want, and I'll just say, just like, it doesn't, increase my score of it. It's already perfect. All it does is just, give me an excuse to waste another 30 hours on the game. Because, no DLC that anyone on the modding community can come up with can make this game any better than it already is. At least for me, anyway. Honestly, I think the only reason you would probably get, the PC version is to avoid kind of a lot of the bugs. Because there's one major bug in this disc that pisses me off all the time. It's the curing yourself of vampirism quest. Gee, I hate that. The only way I ever managed to beat this game 100%, and yes, I actually did, attempt 100% run on Oblivion. Call me insane. The only way I succeeded in that is by going to the video store, renting a different copy of Oblivion, playing that with my original save, getting around the bug, then returning that rented video game and playing, with my own original disc, and it worked. I got around the vampirism cure, and I'm thinking, it's like, the fact that I had to go through that trouble, is bullshit. And Skyrim has a lot of the same problems, in terms of quest lines not working correctly. And it pisses me off when that happens, because I'm thinking, like, I can understand clipping to the floor. I can understand the giant sending you to the moon. I can understand your horse flying. Things like that. That makes sense. You're not going to be able to catch all those. But if there's a problem with the quest, any of the major quests at least, like the Civil War quest, why isn't that fixed? Now you can say, Well, we tested it 10 times. It only came up once. We didn't think it was worth it. And I'm saying, if it came out even once and all during your test runs, that should immediately be a telltale sign that you should fix it. Because 1 out of 10 means 1 out of 10 of your customers are going to encounter that glitch. And when you sell almost, I think the last time I checked was 20, wait, how many, like 10 million? Oh, things like, let's assume 10 million. Then that means a million of your customers are going to encounter that glitch. At the least. And when a million people end up going online and, complaining about the same glitch, you're going to look like complete idiots. So, yeah, I'm just being pissed about the fact that I had to run into that glitch myself multiple times, and that's one of the reasons I got the PC version, just to avoid that. But anyway, like I said, back to Oblivion. Did you know gaming? Featuring I Hate Everything. I don't know if he's going to be within his character here, or if he's legitimately just going to be reading off the facts about Oblivion. But it's 7 minutes long. Like I said, I'm not going to make this a thing. And I don't know if I can get in trouble for showing the whole video. And it's long enough that I can cut it down, right? Who knows? I'll see how it goes. If I do end up editing some parts out, then I will leave a link to the original video down below in the description below. I'll leave a link to the original video either way. Because you should obviously see the original before you see reactions about it. That's how I do it. And like I said, I'm not going to make this an original thing. So don't expect any other future Did You Know Gaming reactions. Because it's only for this one because of the subject matter. Oblivion's awesome, and I want to see if they add anything new or if they say something I want to talk about too. Either way, let's start the video. 12 minutes in. Great job, me. Woo! Anyway, let's start. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, look at those graphics. They're so beautiful.
Did you know the title of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was teased
in the
in the 1998 adventure game The Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard?
Yeah.
This was 4 years before the release of Morrowind and 7.5 years before Oblivion.
Yep, there it is.
There's a few references to Redguard in Oblivion. The main character of Redguard, Cyrus, is referenced by first mate Malvolus, who sings a song about him. Sail on, my Cyrus, sail on.
That was actually pretty cool when I realized that.
Cloud Ruler Temple is also named Cyrus. The plot of Oblivion was further teased in Morrowind's Tribunal expansion. The character Eno Ramari talks about the Gates of Oblivion opening and the invasion of the Daedra. Oblivion was first revealed in 2004, but the public didn't get a good look at the game until E3 the following year. Oblivion's E3 2005 demo showed a new system called Radiant AI, which gave non-playable characters general goals. How these goals were achieved was determined by the AI and various in-game values.
That was really cool.
Had problems when it was first implemented, as there were no real rules for the characters to follow.
I remember this. She throws a fireball at the dog.
Many problems, including quest lines being broken. One example is that a character important to the Dark Brotherhood questline would be found dead. The character was also a skooma dealer, and were actually being killed by other characters who wanted their fix of skooma. As a result, many of the behaviors of Radiant AI had to be toned down in the final release. During the Rosethorn cache, the player will have to solve the riddle. 2 bodies I have, though both joined in one. The more I stand still, the quicker I run. The very same riddle appeared in Elder Scrolls
the Hourglass,
with the solution being Hourglass.
Yeah.
Posters at the Imperial City Arena also reference the
box art for Elder Scrolls first game.
Interestingly, Oblivion's arena is a remnant of a much larger questline that was cut during development. The team originally planned to have an arena in each of Cyrodiil's major cities. As another real-world reference, the Council of the Dark Brotherhood, the Black Hand, gets its name from a Serbian secret society first established in 1911, alternatively known as Unification or Death.
One of the best quest lines of all time.
In 1914. During that year, several of its members carried out a successful assassination attempt on Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand. This single act of violence is widely considered the catalyst for the First World War. During the quest Unfriendly Competition, the player encounters a book known as the Macabre Manifest. This text contains a catalogue of the recently perished, one of whom is is named Ophord Gabings. Among
Yeah.
his possessions were items such as a travel cloak with silver and green leaf fastener,
Yeah, reference
an
to the
enchanted
Lord of the
short sword
Rings.
with inlaid writing, a leather-bound travel journal, and a gold ring with inscription, which is cursed. This collection of items is strikingly similar to several important items belonging to Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings. Ophord Gabings is also an anagram of Frodo Baggins.
Yeah.
Another reference to The Lord of the Rings lies in the Dark Brotherhood quest, A Knife in the Dark, which is named after the 11th chapter of the first book. Oblivion even references other games. A glass shield simply named Mirror Shield can be found in Oblivion. It's believed this is a reference to the Mirror
Yeah,
Shield
to
from
Link's.
the Legend of Zelda series, as both have the ability to reflect magic. There's also another video game reference in a quest at Battlehorn Castle. In the quest, the player finds that the castle's lord, Cain, was resurrected by a necromancer after falling in a battle. This story is very similar to the Legacy of Cain series, where a nobleman named Cain is resurrected by the necromancer Mortanius. In Oblivion's Shivering Isles expansion, there seems to be a reference to the video game show Consolvania. In Consolvania's Elder Scrolls episode, Rab states that he used telekinesis to put shoes on the rooftops of buildings. In the Shivering Isles, there's a pair of shoes next to a remote manipulation scroll on the roof
I
of
was
the
wondering
Museum
what that meant.
In June 2008, a point-and-click adventure game titled Limbo of the Lost released on PC. Later that month, Game Plasma posted an article showing the environments in Limbo of the Lost were identical to areas in Oblivion. This included places like Castle Skingrad, Five Claws Lodge, and the Office of Imperial Commerce. After the article was published, the gaming community found the developers of Limbo of the Lost had plagiarized assets from at least 15 other games, and this wasn't the only time Oblivion's assets were used in other media. In early 2013, North Korea used Oblivion's main theme in an anti-American propaganda video. The music played in the background as images of American soldiers and a video of President Obama were shown surrounded by flames. Don't forget to subscribe to Digital Gaming for more facts and trivia. If you like this video, give it a like or share, why don't you? And if you're a fan of open world games like Oblivion, why don't you check out the Did You Know Gaming video on The Simpsons Hit and Run? This smooth British voice is Alex from the YouTube channel I Hate Everything. Why not come and check out some of my videos too? You may enjoy one of my reviews of a notoriously terrible movie like The Run. Click the annotation and find out. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, this is like the 5th game I heard that that this happened to. You know, terrorists try to use an asset from the game to promote anti-American, you know, propaganda. It's like the other one I remembered I was recently was GTA 5. And I was just sitting there like, oh my god. like video games don't have a bad enough, you know, reputation as it is on the news. Yeah, like a couple of them were new to me. The other ones like I already knew like ahead of time because like I said, I've watched so many videos about Oblivion that at this point there's almost nothing new you can tell me about it that I won't know about. But yeah, like I said, the Dark Brotherhood quest line was, you know, amazing. You know, there were great little hints about classic fairy tales, hints to other games. Yeah, what was Lost in Limbo? Like Limbo Lost? I don't fucking care because like as soon as they says like they plagiarized Oblivion and a lot of other games and things, it's like it probably wasn't that good of a game in the first place. Because you can't just do that and expect it to be, you know, a good game. Like, well, let's just take aspects of other good games, put it in ours, and automatically make it good. Like, no. You know, I know it's hard, but you have to make it from scratch. You have to do, you know, original design, original character, original story, to a certain extent, because a lot of stories are, you know, pretty much, at this point, you know, repetitive. But give it an interesting twist. Maybe the design of the villain is much more, you know, threatening than the character he was based off that you remember from another video game you love. Do that kind of thing. You know, just those little touches that, you know, make it different enough that it's its own thing. But yeah, like I said, there was just nothing really, you know, technically new. I mean, the necromancer thing. I'm trying to remember that quest line. I'm having trouble remembering that quest line. Maybe I didn't play it enough times to that's stuck in my memory like other things about the game. The fact that they already, you know, kind of, you know, planned for Oblivion, years in advance. It still impresses me to this day. It probably doesn't mean like they knew every little detail about the game ahead of time. They just knew like what they wanted to call the next games. Like, we bring up a lot of points about Oblivion. Let's finally make a game that takes us to the realm of Oblivion. We just have to construct a story around that plot point, and they succeeded. It's something. All you need to do is really think about, a couple steps. You don't need to think 50 steps ahead, just like maybe 4 at the minimum, and think like, okay, what are the names of the next future games? Kind of just like what do we center the next games around? You think about like, well, the Dunmer are pretty interesting. Morrowind would probably be an interesting land to explore. Like, okay, put that down as the third game, Morrowind. All right, that's the title of the third game. And then some things like, well, we talk about Oblivion a lot. The realm of Oblivion and the Daedric Princes. Why don't we finally have a game that explores that a bit deeper? Okay, call the fourth game Oblivion, and we'll just get to that eventually. And that's all you really have to do to and then leave Easter eggs in the game to make kind of flesh it out and just give people a reason to actually play the game multiple times and explore every single corner of it. I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't imagine like how many hours I spent on Oblivion just searching through every bush, searching through every brick, just trying to just to find everything. It's like, I'm not missing a quest line, I'm not missing some character moment, I'm not missing some little notes, I'm not missing anything, right, guys? I got everything. And like I said, I am, with my OCD and my wanting to 100% everything, it was torture trying to 100% Oblivion. I didn't bother with Skyrim because, like I said, too many glitches that I couldn't get around. But now that I have it on PC, I might just do that. A 100% run of Skyrim. Oh, it hurts. But I accomplished it with Oblivion, and while it did hurt the whole way through, the journey itself was difficult. When I got to that very last quest line with Mehrunes Dagon, and I beat the game, and I sat there just waiting for my armor. Actually, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm mistaking myself. No, the last quest line I took on was Sheogorath and becoming Sheogorath. When I became Sheogorath, and I just sat there on my throne thinking, what now? I did everything. I guess Skyrim now. Woo! But, it was such a good feeling when I finally beat it. I did everything I could. I even had to, look up online. It's like, am I missing anything? And kind of like a checklist, go back and forth from the game to my computer. Just like, I didn't do this quest yet. Where is this? But it was so worth it just for that feeling of, I did it. I beat it. But, yeah, like I said, I can go for 2 hours talking about in depth about the quest lines and the characters and why I like them, and I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't want to sit there for 2 hours hearing me talk about it. But yeah, like I said, that's a good point right here, that they had to dumb down the AI because they were getting so smart that they were kind of like canceling out quests. Like, the idea is like, one character you need to talk to for this certain quest line is a drug dealer, and because he's a drug dealer, there's going to be like a junkie who needs his fix, and if he doesn't get it, he's going to stab a motherfucker. And it's just like, that's so realistic, but it kind of screws us, the players, over, because now that guy's dead, we can't complete the quest line. It's like, well, shit. It's realistic, but at the same time, it's a huge inconvenience, so it makes sense that they dumbed it down. Because here's the thing, if you make your AI too intelligent, then the world will just go on without you. And that's not a good thing to happen in a game, especially when you're supposed to be the main character. Because if the world just moves on without you, then you're just kind of left in the dust like an idiot. It's like, what am I supposed to do now? All my quest lines are canceled because people are getting out there killing each other. Or there's people invading other towns and killing everyone. That's kind of one of the reasons I hated arriving to a town and finding out this person's dead because a dragon decided to come up while I was sleeping in a cave over just near the town over there. And this is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why? Like, I wasn't even there. That's not fair. Or like when you go to the Thieves Guild in Skyrim, you know, you just run straight to the Thieves Guild, and then like 20 minutes later, you come out with new missions and find out that while you were down there, a vampire attack was up, up in Riften, killing everyone. And just like, are you fucking kidding me? Why? That's probably one of the benefits of PC, because you can just like resurrect, and just kind of avoid that. Because in my case, I actually had to just reload the whole save, waste those 20 minutes, sit there outside of the gate, and just waiting for the vampire to show up, and it's like, you're not gonna kill people this time. You're not gonna kill people this time. And as soon as they, materialize into the town, it's like, no, no, don't kill anyone. And then finally, I can go and finish those 20 minutes in the Thieves Guild, and it's just ridiculous. And that's going to be the problem in future games when the AI is much more intelligent. That it's just going to keep screwing you over that way. They're going to keep killing people, and the quest lines are going to be fucked over, and that fucks you over. And it's an endless circle of abuse. There was one other thing that I wanted to talk about. I like the mistake with the translation. That was hilarious. And Arena was I never played it, but I heard about it, and I heard that the map was the entire all of Tamriel. That includes Hammerfell, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Skyrim, just the whole Tamriel. You can explore all of it. It was the OG of Elder Scrolls Online. And the map was actually full-sized. And when I mean full-sized is that it actually took people months to traverse the entire map back and forth. Because it was actually kind of like, not real-time traveling, the same way it would take you weeks or months to travel on foot from one end of the United States to the other, the same could be said about Arena. It take you months to walk from one end of Tamriel to the other, and it's ridiculous that it was actually a game people played, because if that was the case, you'd be spending years just trying to finish all the quests in a single location, and just Skyrim alone, and then the next couple of years you're down in Cyrodiil completing all their quests. I'm just like, holy shit, that is not a game I would ever want to 100%. Never. That is my OCD is insane, but not that insane. If it took one look at this Arena, it would immediately says like, oh hell no, you're on your own, I'm gone. But yeah, I mean, it would be an interesting game to experience for myself just once, but I would definitely never try to complete it, because it's just too much. It's just too much, especially now when there's so many games coming out, so quickly that I can't, focus years of my time on Arena. But yeah, like I said, I've talked on long enough. I mean, 30 minutes for a 7-minute video is insane. Like I said, I will probably edit this down. There were certain parts of the video that didn't really, I didn't really have much to say, so I'll probably edit those parts out. Just so I just, kind of be careful, of avoiding copyright, because I don't know if I would be hit by a copyright strike for Digino Gaming. I don't know if they would do it, or maybe their partner program would do it, or something like that. So I'll have it edited down. If you want the original unedited version, I'll leave a link to those in the description below. If you have recommendations or requests for any other type of internet video you want me to react to, then also leave that in the description, in the comment section, or you can leave it in my the Twitter or Gmail account that I have set up for this channel down below. And next time I see any of you guys, well, I don't know. Like I said, it's not going to be for digital gaming because I don't plan on making that a regular thing. This is just a one-off because I love Oblivion so much and I had so much to talk about with this one. I mean, I have some things to say about Conquer, I guess, but or yeah. So far, there's also Skyrim, but I probably said enough about Skyrim here as well. Either way, so yeah. Till my next video, I suppose. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye bye.